Because she's got personality.
Walk.
Personality.
Talk.
Personality.
Smile.
Personality.
Charm.
Personality.
Love.
She's got a great big butt.
Dear Shandy. Welcome back to another Dear Shandy Bachelor recap, listeners. Hello, Andy.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm in discomfort.
Oh, in your throne of pillows? See,
Yeah.
you would think, looking at you, that you're very comfortable.
No, it's got a weak back. Yeah.
Because I gotta say, Andy, you're a bit of a princess.
I am.
Andy, if anyone's wondering which one between the two of us might be the princess, it's really Andy.
Well, if anyone is watching on YouTube, they can see that clearly you are the princess.
The only reason I'm sitting in this chair, I offered it to you and you said, no, I couldn't possibly.
Well, I think it would be ridiculous if I was in that chair.
I think you need a back more than I do in your chair.
Yes.
Yeah, the back is a concern.
I'm a mature man. I need a back.
Is that what it comes to? There comes a point where you just need a back when you're sitting?
Yes. Backs are for men who've lived this life for quite some time.
Oh my God, I'm realizing something. So that happens.
Yeah.
You want to rest back.
Yeah, my back has been through a lot. It's seen so much. It doesn't want to support itself anymore.
At what point, at what age would you say you suddenly were like, I need a back on my chair?
40.
40?
Yeah.
Okay. So same as eyes. Your eyes are going at the same time that your back is going.
Yeah. 40 is the age where
you
you
told
need
me
a back.
once that 40 is when your eyes start to go.
40 is where your eyes start to go. Yeah. It's the one thing you can't hide. No one can escape from the eyes. You could be in amazing health in every way imaginable.
Yeah.
But you will eventually go bad in the eyes.
And back, evidently. So clearly we are in Seattle, as we told you we would be. And we are here for an opera.
Yes.
In case you want to come.
A very exciting opera.
Should I link it below?
You should link it below.
It's a cool,
It's
I
a
will
great
say,
opera.
I don't say this about every production. You guys know by now that I am not like, oh, come to this opera, but this is a pretty effing cool
If
opera.
Sharleen is saying she's in a cool opera, you know it's cool.
This is a very cool opera.
You get everything you want. If you don't like opera, you're going to like this opera.
So linked below if you're interested or in the Seattle area.
And I'll be there to say hello.
Oh, yes.
That's a big
Andy.
bonus. Big bonus.
There'll be a lot of recognizings happening at intermission.
I'm gonna have to wear my best that I packed. I packed for this whole trip in one carry-on, I will say.
Yeah. So if you come twice to the opera, you may or may not see Andy wearing the exact same outfit twice or more. So Andy, are you ready to get going? Recapping episode 2 of season 29 of The Bachelor. Grant. Okay, so we pick up with the ladies having moved in. They toast to their wish having been granted.
Oh. The first of many, many Grant puns.
This wasn't the first. There were Grant puns last week too.
Oh, there were. I missed them.
Fact, when it came time to make the title for our episode 1 recap, I resisted the urge to make a Grant pun.
Wow, such restraint.
Yes. Okay, so Jesse walks in, makes fun of Rebecca for holding her rose, even though I have to point out in her defense, she probably did come from an ITM room where she was told to carry her rose, just saying. But she laughs at herself nicely here and says that she's manifesting. And Jesse says, I believe in the power of manifestation myself. I like Jesse.
Jesse's funny.
He is funny. And by the way, I'm not making fun of manifesting because I actually do believe in manifesting.
Yeah, you can manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
not all the time.
It's
you can't
not
have
a
100% rate, but you can manifest 50% of the time.
Yeah, it's about knowing what you want and then doing the actions to make that thing happen for yourself.
I mean, the fact is there's just a real spectrum of manifestation. I mean, you manifest brushing your teeth. Right?
You manifest good oral hygiene.
Oral
Andy.
hygiene. You manifest having breakfast.
Yes.
You manifest going for a walk. Everything you do, you're manifesting. So it's just different levels of manifesting.
So Alex will get the first one-on-one date as promised, and otherwise there are 2 group dates. And going on this first group date are Beverly, Serafina, Ali Jo, Natalie, Parisa, Vicky, Chloe, Zoe, Juliana, and Alicia. And the date card reads, it's time to shoot your shot. So they join a sweaty Grant on a basketball court. And he promises big ballers are coming in.
Oh, who are they going to be?
Yeah.
LeBron James?
You think it's going to be someone famous, but no, it's children, which is even better.
Yes, that's what everyone wanted.
Yes.
They all wanted children.
Yes. And they do all want children.
They all want children, and they make it very clear.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to suggest that they were faking it, but to me, I have a hard time believing that every single one of these women was like, yes, we're going to spend the day with kids.
Oh, yeah, no question.
And look, it's not that I don't think, I think you can love kids and not want to spend the whole day with kids.
I think you would love kids deeply and be annoyed that this was a kid's date.
And I mean, almost everyone I know who loves kids, it's mostly that they love their own kids.
Right. And they love other kids in the proper setting.
In the proper setting.
But they weren't, no one was excited about having kids.
Okay, so I'm not the only one.
No, there was one person. I think it was
Natalie.
Natalie. She seemed legitimately excited about kids.
Anyway, I don't know. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion.
Well, it's a funny thing when someone says like when the kids show up and someone's like, I forget who it was. Someone's like, I love kids.
Yeah.
It feels like they're talking about a food. It's like they're like, I love pizza. It's a strange thing to say.
Isn't it also sort of painting all kids with the same brush? Like,
right.
as though all kids are great, which they are obviously
not.
That's
why I'm saying it's a food.
Yes.
It's like you're grouping kids as a thing.
Grant says he's excited to get to know these women.
Grant. What are we going to do about this?
Are we going to talk about this some more? We talked about it last week. It turns out the Shandies agreed with us. The woman versus women thing, and the biggest offender is our Bachelor himself.
Yeah.
No one else does it like he does. He thinks that women is pronounced singular woman.
I don't think he thinks that there's a word women. I think he just thinks the word is woman and woman is plural and singular.
It's going to take a little getting used to. And you know what? Every lead has their thing. The idiosyncrasy, and this is one of Grant's. I
think there may come a point where we enjoy hearing it.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe like, you know what, he's right. That's the way you should say it.
So the women take turns shooting shots. Should I, in this recap, say woman for women?
I don't think we should go that far.
So the women take turns.
Nice.
Shooting their shots until Zoe forfeits her shot to steal Grant away, obviously pissing off the other woman.
You're gonna stick with that?
They escape to the roof. So Zoe brings Grant to this roof, which, I mean, can we talk about what a terrible call this is? I know, like, she's obviously encouraged by a producer to do it, shoot your shot, be aggressive. But this rooftop didn't even look like, there was nowhere to sit on this roof.
That's not a hanging out rooftop.
No.
That's a rooftop you go to repair stuff.
Yeah, so they're on this loud, nowhere to sit rooftop. And Zoe says, glad I stole you away, make my mark, hopefully, while avoiding eye contact. It was really awkward.
Not well planned out.
No, and I feel like if you're going to say this, you got to have like a tongue-in-cheek vibe, like hopefully making my mark or something like that. Instead, she was like, hopefully make my mark. Like,
yeah, what was that?
Awkwardly, it was. I mean,
she
really
said. She said, "I'm taking my shot. I'm shooting my shot," and then
then proceeded to talk about how she shot her shot. She didn't actually shoot her shot. But the shooting of the shot involves actually shooting the shot, not talking about the shooting of the shot.
To bring up another saying, if you're going to take a shot at the king, you better not miss.
Yeah.
I mean, she definitely missed, and she took a shot at the king because everyone hates her now.
That's true. And she was not very apologetic, actually.
No.
So we have our producer pet.
I do think he likes her, though. I don't think he cares. I think Grant's is like, I like Zoe, and I don't care what she brings to the table.
You think Grant likes Zoe?
I think he does. I've been struggling with Zoe because I feel like they're sneaking her in there. I feel like Zoe goes far.
Really?
Yeah. And there was a very heavy makeout that was kind of brushed over in episode 1. Remember where Chloe comes with the birthday cake?
No, that was Savannah.
Whatever. And she got...
It was a wedding cake.
Savannah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
I liked Savannah.
I liked Savannah too.
Anyway, she came with the cake and he was making out with her. That was a long makeout.
Yeah.
It was a heavy makeout. They didn't show that whole thing.
Zoe, we'll get to Zoe. Okay, so Jesse announces now there will be a 5-on-5 Bachelor basketball showdown. Andy, you were amused by how bad all the women were at this.
It was cute. I mean, of course they're bad.
Yeah.
Like most people are bad at that. I'm bad at basketball.
There was one point where I think someone
Not that I should be like, everyone's like, oh my God, Andy's bad at basketball. How's that possible?
I would be terrible. I think I would be even worse at basketball than I was at soccer on my sports group date on my season. So I think basketball's really...
That was cute though. You got hit in the head with the ball.
I got hit in the
face.
Andy
Dorfman kicked a soccer ball right in Sharleen's face. It hurt. Probably knocked you a little
It did hurt.
sideways for a second.
And it's funny because so it did hurt and I did need a moment and he came over to make sure I was okay. And they try to make it seem like I was trying to angle for time because I was hurt. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not being that girl. And so I was like, I'm fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you denied your moment with Juan Pablo.
I did, yes. I think Game of Roses would say that was bad play, I'm sure. So hilarious how all the women lose their nails throughout this game.
That was great.
And there was a pile of nails. This was pretty funny.
they were
Also,
fighting
can we talk about how unfair it was that all the tall women were on one team?
I agree.
What was with that?
Was that a setup?
Were they chosen
Makes
for
no
them?
sense.
Didn't
That's
seem
the whole
fair.
event. If you have 10 people who all suck at basketball, obviously the taller team is going to win.
Yes.
That's the only advantage.
Yes. So the gist here is Zoe, in addition to fighting dirty in terms of shooting her shot and stealing Grant away, also fights dirty on the basketball court. So dirty that I guess Allie Joe shoves her.
Yeah,
to
Allie Joe's
fight
ready to throw
fire
down.
with fire. I do.
Yeah, she wants
I
to
have to
throw
admit, I like
hands.
Allie Joe. She's like ready to go.
She's ready to go.
I find it funny.
I'm kind of sad they're not going to have a boxing thing like they did on what's his name season. What's her name season? Whose season was it where Jared
There's been
got
a
beaten
couple.
up by?
That was Caitlin Bristow's season, but there's been a couple of boxing group dates. I think that. I mean, I hope they have one.
I feel
what
like
a waste
her
of Allie
boxing
Joe.
has been really thrown under the rug. Like, what's going on with that boxing? Why has not a bigger deal not been made of that?
I agree, to the point where when she has one-on-one time with him later, she's like, so I teach boxing for a living. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, what? No follow-ups.
That
No follow-ups?
Grant's reaction to her saying this made me see him differently. Honestly.
I agree.
There are
Very
follow-up
disappointed.
questions to that.
How could you not follow up?
I
He has
agree.
nothing to, there's nothing to say. He said everything. He's begging for something to say. And she says she's a boxing trainer. He's got nothing.
I know. So Grant names Chloe the MVP of this
Mm-hmm.
game. And now in the evening, we get Word Watch 1. Grant says about Chloe, she's got a great personality. Oh, he loves that word.
Huh? I
the
did some
Shandy-
research.
Okay. The Shandy's confirmed this is indeed a song. It's apparently from a Cheese Whiz commercial.
Well, they bought it.
Bought
It was a Lloyd Price song from 1959.
Yeah. We listened to this.
Okay, ready?
Hopefully
Okay,
I don't
ready?
mess up. Okay. We prepared this.
'Cause she's got personality,
Walk,
personality,
talk,
personality,
smile,
personality,
charm,
personality.
love.
She's got a great big butt.
No.
I don't know what the rest of it is.
She's got a great big heart.
I don't think that's
Great
it.
big something. That is
She's got a
certainly
great
not
big
butt.
something.
Yeah, it's a catchy song. For Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, it's great. I'm surprised no one else took that song.
Do you think they chose that song because they are saying that Cheese Whiz has personality for cheese?
Yeah. I mean, Cheese Whiz does have personality, but I would say it's a bad personality.
I will say as a kid, I liked me some Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, but you liked a lot of stupid kids when you were a kid.
I liked a lot of stupid kids when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Kids?
Did all your friends have good personalities when you were a kid?
Oh, you're saying when I was a kid, I didn't have good taste.
You had bad taste.
Yeah, I will say, can we say this about kids? I say I love my nieces and nephews, but their taste in food.
Oh, kids have horrible taste in food. And kids love Cheese Whiz. They love hot dogs with ketchup too, for all you monsters out there who are still doing that. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
So Chloe gets one-on-one time. Not much to speak of here. It seems to go well, but I think this was mostly Chloe carrying the conversation. She talks about how she believes people come into your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. I mean, we've heard this before, but I still thought it was like a nice idea, a nice concept. And she's like making conversation. And this is the first sign I saw of Grant bringing very little.
Grant's wilting.
Wilting
early. Or maybe Grant just can't fake it, which makes him a better person.
Yeah, maybe. I think more research needs to be done, but I felt a lot of these conversations, they left me wanting a bit more, like a bit more banter, a bit more,
Personality?
like the Allie Joe saying she's a boxing trainer. It's like, really? Like, how'd you get into that? A simple, really, how'd you get into that would go a really long way with me instead of just an, okay.
Yeah, or I better watch out for that left hook, anything. Any corny interjection.
Something. So now among the women, they're not thrilled with Zoe for stealing Grant away. Allie Joe is particularly upset. And Zoe says, who here wouldn't take time?
I mean, she's got a point. Sort of.
I don't think so. The women
no?
are all like, no, not in that setting.
It's a free rider problem. It's like if everyone had that attitude, the world would fall apart in 2 days.
Yeah, and it's like the first group date, and it's a group date. It's literally the first activity.
No, you're right.
They're like
She
taking
She
turns.
did it to cause trouble.
She did. She's very unapologetic. Natalie has one-on-one time now. They mainly talk about kids, wanting kids, envisioning their kids playing sports.
Well, let's be honest. This whole kid thing that they do is always forcing upon them the conversation of kids, right?
Yes.
There's no other point for doing that.
Yes.
They want to see who likes kids. Anyone? Oh, someone here doesn't like kids. Huh? Why are you paying attention to those kids? Huh? What's wrong?
Something wrong with
you? Don't
you?
like kids?
If you like kids, you must like all kids.
All kids.
All children.
I take them all. Every single one.
Well, Natalie really knocks it out of the park in the kids department because she helps this little girl who's, I guess, stressed out. Or
She's
something.
stressed.
She
She's
does like
hyperventilating
a breathing
or something?
exercise, which is really sweet.
Yeah, it was cute.
I like Natalie.
I like that kid too. That was my favorite kid.
It was your favorite kid?
Actually, there was one kid who was getting very hyped up during the game. I liked her too. Very excited. So Sharleen, I've been going through a bit of a rough winter.
Yes.
Rough time. But I will say I found something that gave me that little boost I needed.
You found something?
Yeah. And that something is cocaine. But seriously, I have been wanting to talk to a therapist.
Yes. This is something actually Andy has been wanting to make happen for a while, but I would say you were daunted.
I was daunted, but then I found Rula. Rula came to our desk as a new sponsor, and it was so timely. I just went on Rula. I searched for literally 15 minutes. I found someone I was like, yeah, that's the one. And she turned out to be the one.
Oh, you felt that way the instant you saw her?
Yeah, but I put in a lot of filters for what I wanted.
Okay.
I wanted a specific person.
Okay.
and I got that person. A licensed therapist who was in my general vicinity. So she's got my, the New York vibe. It's been going great.
New York vibe.
Yeah, the New York vibe. I don't know what that is.
So Rula partners with a network of over 10,000 therapists and psychiatrists. So they really help you find your Goldilocks therapist.
And I want to emphasize that the biggest thing that held me back from therapy was the hurdle of getting a therapist.
Oh, absolutely. This was literally the reason. I think you've been wanting to talk to a therapist for a while, but Rula made it got you over the hurdle, frankly.
It made it so easy.
Yeah.
It made it so easy. It was a pleasure to find a therapist. It was like I won a game.
Rula also connects you with in-network covered care with most major insurance companies.
And the average copay is only $15.
So thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey towards improved mental health and overall well-being.
Head over to Rula.com/Shandy to get started today.
After you sign up, they'll ask where you heard about them.
Support Dear Shandy and tell them we sent you.
Again, that's Rula.com, RULA.com/Shandy to take the first step towards improved mental health today.
You deserve quality care from someone who cares. Thuma will upgrade your crappy furniture with style and sophistication.
It's true, Thuma will upgrade your furniture situation. I gotta say, there was a time in my life for two things. For thinking that furniture that you assembled yourself was automatically crappy.
Right.
That's because a lot of it was.
Yeah.
But Thuma has changed the game with their clean lines, their really high-end materials, and their Japanese, got this Japanese joinery. So the pieces fit together.
That's all I need to hear is Japanese joinery. I want everything with Japanese joinery.
I know.
I want my doctors to have Japanese joinery.
It fits together like...
Oh,
it's so...
You think the Japanese would let that thing fit together wrong? And you know what I'm talking about. How many times we got on these furnitures and we're like, oh, everything's right except this last piece that doesn't fit right.
Oh, it's so true. It's maddening. And the other thing I used to believe was that more was more when it came to design. You know, like the more is going on, the more cool it looks. No, I don't feel that way anymore.
Simplicity. Less is more.
Yes.
Modern chic.
Elegance. Less is truly more. And that's why Thuma is now, Thuma is my aesthetic from here on out. I'm obsessed with their bed collection. We recently got their bed frame. It's stunning.
If you are just like, you're throwing up your hands. You're like, I can't do this. I can't design my new place. I'm done.
Yeah.
Go Thuma. Thuma the whole thing.
Yes. Seriously, everything they design goes together so well, but they also get incorporated into what you already own so well. It's hard to find that actually. Because often things have such an aesthetic that you're like, oh, now everything else I have doesn't go with it. Thuma manages to strike the balance between true understated sophistication while also blending with things you might already own.
It doesn't clash with anything else, although it will turn its nose up to some furniture you have in your house. And by the way, all the pieces are crafted with solid wood.
Assembly takes 5-ish minutes. It honestly defies logic that something so high quality, so silent, so solid, you can assemble yourself. No tools required, only one hand-tightened screw. They have over 17,000 5-star reviews.
Japanese joinery. So get $100 off your first bed purchase by going to thuma.co/shandy.
Again, that's thuma.co, thuma.co/shandy to get $100 off your first bed purchase.
Squarespace. Nice.
Squarespace always gets the classical jingle because Squarespace is classy.
Classics never get old.
Yes. And is Squarespace not a classy sponsor? I feel like we've made it because Squarespace is a sponsor, because Squarespace is your destination for making a beautiful, professional looking website with little to no design experience. If that's not classy, what is, Andy?
Drinking a martini in your underwear.
We all need a website.
Don't fight it.
Surrender to the fact that you need a website and just succumb.
Yeah, know that you have a friend. There's a friend in your corner. They're like, don't worry, I know this is not what you wanted, but we're here to do it for you. We're going to do it for you.
Yes, with one of our beautiful templates. This is Squarespace is speaking in the first person. Yes. They're like, with one of our beautiful templates, we'll help you select a template based on what your website's purpose will be. And then from there, we've got you with all these features. We are talking gallery options. We are talking mailing lists, member areas, e-commerce. We do e-commerce on dearshandy.com. So you can go see what we're talking about. Literally our merch is, dearshandy.com is with Squarespace.
And so was our wedding website.
Our wedding website, my singing website.
Squarespace is the hand on your shoulder from behind when you're crying in a corner somewhere.
Oh.
And not a creepy hand. It's a helpful hand.
So go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Shandy to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Again, that's squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Shandy for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Talking about kids naturally turns into a makeout. And now Juliana has one-on-one time. He massages oil into her nailless hands, which I'm sure was his idea.
Yes.
I'm sure no producer provided him with oil and said, he had
oil.
Cute.
Every Bachelor comes to the set with oil.
Mm-hmm. This turns into a makeout that is then, of course, interrupted by Zoe, which enrages the women when Juliana reports this back. So Zoe talks about being guarded, which turns into a makeout.
Yeah.
And Allie Joe interrupts Zoe, and Zoe acts nonplussed about this.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's staying on brand.
Can we talk about nonplussed for a second?
What about it?
Is that the correct usage of nonplussed?
Oh, did I? That's
I think it's the opposite.
Oh,
I'm confused too, because I used nonplussed, I believe, the wrong way for many years. I think nonplussed, it means the opposite of what we think it means.
So plussed?
Yeah, it means you're plussed.
Really?
Yeah.
I do remember looking it up recently and being like, that's a little different than I thought.
I remember looking it up and being like, that's exactly the opposite of what I thought.
I don't know about opposite.
It's close. It's like on a different plane, but it's very different.
Okay, well, so what I have in my mind as the definition of plussed is bothered. So when I use nonplussed, I mean like unbothered.
Oh.
Am I using it incorrectly?
I feel like what you're trying to say is they were not impressed.
Oh, no. I'm going with bothered.
Oh, then I'm completely wrong.
Oh.
Then you're using it the right way.
Oh, really?
I was misunderstanding the content of your words.
Oh, we all have words like that in our vocabulary that we are totally misusing.
I just don't use nonplussed anymore because I'm scared. Every time I use it, I'm worried I'm doing it wrong.
Andy, we all love you a bit more for admitting this.
Really?
Watch, it's going to turn out that I'm the one who's wrong.
I think most people hate me more for bringing this topic up.
So this is where Allie Joe talks about boxing and Grant just says, okay. And Zoe steals him back, which completely drives Allie Joe crazy. And then later on, Allie Joe aggressively confronts Zoe, and Zoe acts like Allie Joe's being too aggressive. Do you want to talk about this? Because I have mixed feelings about this. I do think Allie Joe really came at Zoe, but I also think Zoe was kind of asking for it.
I think Allie Joe is going to come at somebody if they deserve
Allie Joe's
coming
ready
at.
for a fight, period.
She's ready to go. Like
she's got fight energy.
She's like the scorpion and the frog.
Oh.
Scorpion and the toad on the river. You know the story. I mean, everyone knows. Most people know this story.
Can you remind me of the story?
So the scorpion gets to a little creek and it needs to go across. And there's a toad floating, or a frog, whatever. I don't know what the difference is. There's a frog floating in the river, and the scorpion's like, "Hey, Mr. Frog, do you mind if I just jump on your back to get to the other side?"
Okay.
And the frog's like, "No, because you're gonna bite me."
Yeah.
It's like, why would I bite you? If I bite you, we're both gonna drown. This is stupid. I'm not an idiot. And the frog's like, "Yeah, that's a good point." So the frog lets Scorpion hop on its back, starts swimming to the other side, and sure enough, Scorpion bites it.
And they both drown.
And as this frog is dying and the scorpion's drowning, the frog's like, why you do that? It's like, I'm a scorpion. It's in my nature.
Oh, so you're saying Zoe is the scorpion?
No, Allie Joe's the scorpion. Wow, that was a waste of breath.
Okay, Allie Joe's the scorpion. What you're saying is Allie Joe was going to find an issue with someone and get angry.
Yeah, it's not a perfect metaphor, but my point is that Allie Joe is ready to fight. And if there's a fight to be had, Allie Joe's going to take it. And Zoe asked for a fight.
Okay. No, I'll give you that. Because I do feel like Allie Joe is sort of like chomping at the bit to fight with probably someone, but I do feel like Zoe kind of asked for it. The one thing, not to get too semanticsy, but when she did interrupt Zoe's time, and she made a big show of it, she was like, I'm going to fight fire with fire and steal him from Zoe.
Right. Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yes, but also Grant said, we'll continue this conversation in a bit.
Yeah.
I'll come find you. Or she said, come find me. And then Allie Joe just took Grant to another sofa, like kind of in the same room, like almost within earshot. So I think it wasn't that shocking that Zoe would then be like, okay, coming to collect.
Oh no, I don't think anything that Zoe has done has been that terrible. It's just that Allie Joe is the enforcer.
Yeah.
And there was some enforcement that was needed because Zoe did step out of line a little bit.
I think that you are a little more lenient with Zoe than I am.
I think, but what Zoe said about the game, I think is right. It's like you're there to play the game. Like,
yeah, but I think that you can play the game and then not. There's something about her like
common
smile,
decency.
like when the women are coming at her and she's just like. To me, that's not, it doesn't show any contrition.
It's annoying.
And I understand that she doesn't feel contrition, but I think that you can be like, I'm going to do this the way I do it and not like give them this fake smile. There was this smile that really rubbed me wrong.
I'm with you. I think it's two wrongs, but I think the bigger wrong is Zoe.
Okay, so Natalie gets the group date rose, diffusing all tension.
Yeah.
I thought there was a chance Zoe might get it.
That would be producer's pick.
Yeah.
They probably asked him to do that. But
yeah, maybe.
He didn't want to do that.
Okay, so the next day, there's an interesting scene where Parisa is randomly looking for tarantulas around the mansion grounds as though there was some backstory to this. And I guess the backstory is that we've seen a tarantula on a previous season.
You know what? I'm going to say something. I like Parisa.
Me too. She's a kook.
Parisa's funny.
I like
She's
her.
a kook.
She's a total kook. She was like literally like poking around holes. She's like, it looks like spiders could live here.
That's the kind of person you want on the set.
Absolutely.
The set. Action.
And there's no reason to show this, really.
No.
She didn't find a tarantula.
No.
There was no backstory to her loving
she's
spiders.
Just a little bit of a lovable kook.
So Alexe gets her evening only one-on-one date now, which normally I think evening only one-on-ones are kind of phoned in, but this one was not because the entire shopping mall has been shut down and they get to wander around.
How much does that cost to shut down a shopping mall?
Well, that's the thing. I think it doesn't cost a lot because it was already shut.
Oh.
It's closed.
Oh, I forgot. Shopping malls do close.
Yeah.
I always think of them as 24 hours. I didn't grow up in a mall town.
Now you've been shopping online too much, Andy.
Yeah.
Grant is seen sprinkling rose petals. A path of rose petals.
All right.
Also his idea.
His idea. Is it supposed to be funny? If it's supposed to be funny, I'm okay with it.
For me, it wasn't funny enough. I think that you have to sprinkle rose petals around the mall with a twinkle in your eye.
And I also think the camera has to go. It's like the rose petals go down the stairs. They go into like a Best Buy. They come out. They go through like a, it's got to be really leaned into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this was just silly. It's corny.
I felt he was taking his rose petal sprinkling duty a little too seriously, personally.
Yeah,
God, I've really got beef with Grant today.
Yeah, wow. Tough.
So Alexe and Grant race those kid animal things I wrote.
That's a new thing.
at the
That
malls.
is new. I'm sorry, but that just came around in the last few years.
Yeah, when I was a kid, those didn't exist.
No.
I would have loved them.
I saw them when we were in Canada. I was like, what the hell's going on
Yeah,
here? I've never seen that before.
They're at Bayshore,
Bayshore, yeah.
the Bayshore shopping
You
center.
like that mall.
I do like Bayshore.
Yeah.
It's the closest good mall to my parents' home.
Would you say you like malls? Like if you had to go to heaven, like if there was a heaven, would that be a mall for you?
No, because I think I'm slightly growing out of enjoying a day at the mall.
So what's heaven for you now?
Heaven, so like shopping heaven?
Shopping heaven.
Heaven for me is being in a foreign city with really good foreign consignment stores. Yeah, that's where the good shopping is. And so probably somewhere in France where then there are really good bakeries. So you take a break from the really good consignment stores filled with really amazing French brands at good deals, and they're pre-owned, so you don't feel as bad about consumption. And then you go take a break and you have like a cream puff.
Wow. That is a very Sharleen day.
It's good, right?
I think I've got some ideas
Beat
for our
that.
25th anniversary.
They jump on beds, try on clothes, play giant ping pong, beatbox into the announcer microphone. This looked kind of fun.
It's good beatboxer.
This looked like a scene from a rom-com.
Yeah.
There's a meta moment where they speculate about viewers at home wondering if they're going to kiss. And they're like, okay, let's do it. I thought this was kind of cute.
Yeah. I think this is the first real chemistry I've seen so far.
Alex, to me, is the only one that really brings this out in Grant.
I agree.
He really becomes like big
He's
kid.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked this date hasn't been done before.
Me too.
The mall?
A mall date.
Doesn't it feel like an 80s movie?
Very 80s.
He serenades her now with...
Or a Living Dead movie. Both.
Yeah, it's true. You're either going to be killing zombies in that mall
Yeah.
or running around.
Yeah. With 80s like Simple Minds playing.
Totally.
Yeah.
He serenades her with a made-up song. Do you really think this was made up on the spot?
I don't know. If it was, I was impressed.
Yeah, me too.
It was pretty impressive.
Me too.
If it was made up, that was impressive. If it was
wanted-
not made up,
It's
still good.
Yeah.
He's got some chops. That's a guy, like if he got a real like teacher,
Oh.
like he has potential.
I mean, I think this is what Grant wants to do. I think he is day trading to make his way into being the next
Isn't that
Mario.
the standard
Progression?
Yeah, it's a basketball player, day trader, musician.
Do you think I'm wrong about that? I mean, when he later on within the Mario group date,
Yeah.
before the women have to take turns doing their songs and dances, he just voluntarily does a
any
song.
chance he gets. He
Yeah.
wants to sing.
He wants to sing.
This is what the man wants to do. He
That's
doesn't want to
actually
day
cute.
trade.
Isn't that cute? He wants to sing.
That's what he wants to do. He wants to sing. He has a lot to get out. That's the way he expresses himself.
You're right.
He expresses himself through song. Let him do it. Pursue your dreams, Grant.
That's actually super cute when I think about it.
Yeah.
To want to sing.
He loves singing.
Yes.
He's always like, oh, no, I don't know. Oh, okay.
They chat now. Alex reveals she did not have a traditional family. She was raised by her grandparents. And Grant says, guess what? One day you're going to have another shot at having a family, at raising kids. This made me laugh. He gives her the rose and they dance to a cover of, is the song Sea of Love, Andy?
Yeah, it's a great song.
It was a good song. They got
a great
rights to that,
song.
I guess.
Yeah.
A question. When the song being played is a cover of a song, do you just need to get rights to the cover?
That is a really good question. I
Because
don't know.
Did
I would
the person who covered the song need to get rights to cover the song?
I feel like if you cover a song, people don't need to get rights to that. I think you just need to get rights to the original composer, the one who owns the original song, the publisher.
But then what about the person who covered it?
I don't know. That's a great question. That is a great question. You know who's going to answer that question for us?
Oh, time to shine, Shandies. Okay, so now it's the next day. Rebecca gives Dina setting spray. She sprays it on her face
What is
and
a
it
setting
burns.
spray?
So it's a spray. It's clear,
Yeah.
and it just sets your makeup
So it makes your makeup not move.
as likely.
Okay.
So if you were
What's
like
it
to
made of?
smudge it or like touch it, it doesn't come off. That's a good question, but it's like the consistency of water.
Okay, so if you got it in your eyes, you'd be okay.
Well, apparently this one burns.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that they chose to include this. They made it seem like maybe Rebecca was sabotaging Dina, but then nothing
Right, no.
happened. It was like the
It's a
tarantula
sensitive
scene.
skin.
Yeah. Okay, so group date number 2 now. The ladies walk into a theater where Mario is singing Let Me Love You. Everyone
You know,
knows
I
this
don't
song.
know who Mario is, but I know this song. I think it's like a
It's a hit.
10-year-old song or something.
I mean, I don't know if I could have picked out Mario in a crowd.
No, gun to my head, I have no idea, but I do know that song.
I also don't know if you played this song, I would have been able to say Mario sings that song.
No,
should we be embarrassed by this?
No, neither of us know who Mario is, but we know the song. That's enough, isn't it?
Mario's a great name, isn't it?
I feel like he might have been a one-hit wonder.
He sang something else at the end, but I didn't recognize it. Okay, so the ladies are tasked with writing a song and singing/dancing for a live audience.
This is nightmare. I would
Nightmare
just stop.
group
You know what? I would sooner bungee jump. I would do the bungee jump. At least that's a life experience. I could be like, I did it. I overcame my fears.
Yeah.
It was thrilling.
Yeah. That's a little like YOLO. Like you can say you bungee jumped. Meanwhile, this is like, oh yeah, I sang in front of a crowd once.
Yeah, no. That said, when I'm standing at that edge with that thing wrapped around me, I go sing.
No.
I dance.
No.
I do.
No.
Yeah, I don't do it.
I, as someone who sings, I can tell you this was the most nightmarish group date I can recall. This is up there for me with like writing a roast.
But the thing is, in the end, everyone cops out. No one's actually doing like a really heartfelt rendition of something. It's always just like a little rap or something. There's no real melody.
Yeah. Well, I think they made it seem like it was going to be more sing-songy than it actually was.
Yeah.
So Robin, the choreographer who I guess created the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal.
It was a big deal. I also like how she came out. She was like, "Hi, I'm Robin. I created the Pussycat Dolls."
Yeah, and that's it. And I'm done. Give me my check.
She teaches them dance moves that they forget very promptly. Yeah. And we learn it's the first time The Bachelor has had a girl group performing together on stage.
That's not the biggest first.
It's a bit of a stretch. Yeah. My heart went out to all these women. I mean, they did great.
Yeah, they did what they had to do.
Yeah, it was
it's tough.
I felt very bad for them. Yeah. Carolina wins, and her prize is, I wrote, a performance by Mario. What was the prize?
She gets to dance with him while Mario performs?
Yeah, but she didn't even dance with him. She just straddled him on a sofa and made out with him.
That's a big prize then.
This was interesting. This was the first moment where I was like, Carolina, because you would think she would realize that this might rub people wrong.
Yeah.
Did she not know the other women were right over there?
Either lacking self-awareness or doing it purposely to piss everyone off.
But then she was crying later when she realized people were upset.
So then lack of self-awareness. It just seems like she has a lot of self-awareness.
I know. That's the thing about Carolina. I look at Carolina, I'm like, this is a girl who's self-aware.
Yeah.
And then when she cried, realizing people were kind of put off by that, I was like, really?
I'm going to be honest with you. Making out performatively with someone in public is a choice.
I agree.
And if you really enjoy doing it, you're a special type of person. And I don't think Carolina is that special type of person. I think that she was making the choice, I'm going to performatively make out with Grant right now. And I don't think that's a good choice.
I'm trying to picture a world in which this is something that I might do, and I can't.
There's no world.
There's no world.
I'm even ashamed kissing you in a bar.
It depends how many men are around, I've noticed.
That's true.
It's so
I'm like,
funny.
oh, I'm too tough for that.
Yeah, sometimes if I get a little like kissy with Andy, like if we're sitting at the bar of a restaurant and we're, over dessert, like I kiss him, he's a little like if there's like a table of dudes nearby, you feel self-conscious. It's like a
vestigial manly. I can't. I don't know if I'll ever get over that.
No, I don't hold it against you. I think it's fun. Usually when you are hesitant, I'm like, oh, there must be guys nearby. And then I look around and I'm like, oh, I'm right.
That's so embarrassing.
But this move, so first there's a live audience, a large audience.
Yeah, huge audience. And don't forget about the audience at home.
Yeah,
us.
Yeah, I can see how you could forget about that. But the audience, the straddling.
Yeah.
Straddling.
It's a choice.
It's
this
a choice.
Performative choice.
This made me see Carolina differently. And not in a judgy way, just in a, I think I had you wrong kind of way.
Yeah, we had her pegged wrong.
I guess it does sound a little judgy.
Well, everything's judgment. Life is judgment.
Are recaps not just one giant judgment?
It is judgment. Good and bad and indifferent.
So in the evening now, Grant arrives and tells the women how dope they were, but the energy, he decides, is off. And so he asks Rebecca about this off energy, and she's touched by this, by the fact that he asked her, of all people, this. I don't think that's a good sign.
No.
When you're the one that he goes to, and I mean, Rebecca does end up going home at the end.
She's
of
like,
this
you're
episode.
a throwaway. I don't need to worry about you. Let me get some information from you.
You're my friend.
Yeah.
You'll tell me how it
like,
is.
I don't care how this goes. I don't care if you judge me or this is a bad one-on-one time we have. I just want to know the stuff.
She reports back to the women, and Carolina seems surprised. She says, do you guys think that the vibe is off? Carolina. Do you think she's going to be our villain?
Carolina doesn't. I don't know if I accept her as a villain. I don't.
Zoe is really stepping up to that plate right now.
Zoe's more villainy. Yeah, Carolina. I don't know.
So one-on-one time with Rose. This is mostly Grant reassuring her. I like Rose, but Andy, you're on the fence about Rose. I've noticed.
I'm indifferent about Rose.
Okay,
why are you putting me on the spot with Rose?
I am just telling the Shandys that you were a little like about Rose.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings. I'll sort it out soon.
Okay, Latia. Now,
Latia. I'm going to tell you something about Latia. Latia stock.
Rose.
Oh. Nice. I'm not sure why, but it's good.
Her stock did rise.
It rose.
Significantly.
Yeah. She had night 1 crazy eyes. Now she has night 2 like lovely woman. Lovely women. Nice.
I wasn't sure if that was going to work out. But actually, ZocDoc has their own jingle now.
They do.
Shall we?
Stole my thunder.
I love ZocDoc. ZocDoc is the easiest sponsor to advertise ever.
Can I tell you something? I want to sing more songs about ZocDoc, but the word doesn't work in songs. So I have to just
talk about
how good ZocDoc is.
You can find doctors near you who accept your insurance, and you can select them based on their ratings from other patients like yourself. And this is the kicker. You can book appointments with them directly through ZocDoc. You don't have to pick up the phone. So you get to see their availability, whether or not they take your insurance, whether or not they're close by, whether or not it makes sense for you.
Whether or not they're good.
Whether or not they're good. There was a time when you had to get a book, a big yellow book, and you'd be flipping through pages. You didn't know whether they were good or not. It was through word of mouth.
You don't have to go back that far. You went way too far. Just the actual internet before ZocDoc was just as bad.
Yeah, well, at that point, you're just like, it's based on search results. Maybe doctors paid to show up higher on the search results. That doesn't make them a better doctor.
Without ZocDoc, you are lost in the wilderness.
Yes, there are few sponsors who get me riled up like ZocDoc does, because I am very passionate.
It's health. It's people's health.
Yes.
ZocDoc is saving lives.
It is. And in the dashboard, they'll even keep track of when your last appointments were. So let's say it's been a year and a half since your last physical. ZocDoc will be like, hey, FYI, it's been a year and a half since your last physical. You are due. They hold your hand in looking after yourself. They help you help you. So ZocDoc is the free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors and instantly book appointments with them online.
So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Shandy to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/Shandy, ZocDoc.com/Shandy.
So Sharleen,
Andy,
we are on the road.
Yes.
Again. AG1 again is a blend of 75 vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and whole food sourced ingredients designed to drink first thing in the morning.
Oh, beautiful, Andy. It's true. Our AG1, which we literally get delivered to wherever we go when we travel. So we got our AG1 delivered here in Seattle because that's how seriously we take it. We take it every single morning.
Would you say we are
obsessed?
Enslaved?
So AG1 is your comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition. You get all your vitamins, minerals, all your whole food source ingredients, all in that one drink, that surprisingly delicious drink, I might add, because I'm one of those people that if I didn't like the taste, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, me too.
And not only do I like the taste, but it's now at the point where if I don't have my AG1 in the morning, I feel like I can't start my day.
Well, you know how they say, wake up and smell the coffee? Mm-hmm. I don't fully wake up until I taste the AG1.
Yes. It also helps with our,
Yeah, I don't know.
For our listeners, I'm gesturing the lower abdominal region.
And I'm not familiar with what you're talking about anymore.
It also just helps reset our bodies. Like when we are traveling with jet lag, I feel like my body knows it's morning because I've taken my AG1. It also really helps my immune system.
Can I legally say that we will never leave home without AG1?
Literally, we traveled with a couple of travel packs knowing that an AG1 delivery was coming here. I mean, if that's not obsessed or enslaved, I don't know what is. So it's never too late to try a new healthy habit for 2025.
AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up.
You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, plus 5 free travel packs with your first box.
So be sure to check out drinkag1.com/dearshandy to get this offer.
Again, that's drinkag1.com/dearshandy to start your new year on a healthier note. She addresses something Grant said night one about how she must not get told no very often because she's attractive. And she challenges this and says, actually, I get told no all the time. And she says she found that slightly triggering because there's this assumption.
I like this.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
It was.
I would say if this is a flashpoint.
It's flashpoint on more than one level, actually.
Yeah.
It's flashpoint just superficially on the level of like her challenging something he said on only their second conversation.
Yeah.
She didn't have to do this.
But it's also flashpointy is a universal flashpoint.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you assume just because someone's really good looking, everything's easy for them.
Yes. And here's the thing is I think Grant was saying that, like a flirty, like trying to find a way to compliment her kind of way. I don't think he realized that he was making some grand stereotype about beautiful women.
Yeah.
But I also think she made the world a slightly better place by challenging this. Yes.
So the one door opens, another closes.
Yes. I loved that she did this.
Yeah, she went up. Latia, I'll tell you, Latia, maybe the biggest raise.
Turnaround.
She went from what I thought was a night one sideshow to a front runner.
I completely agree. And it really paid off for her. So Grant apologizes, asks why she's there. And she breaks down now, says that she's sick of dating. And she's really raw and honest. I feel like it caught me off guard, honestly, just how much she starts crying here. And she's like, I'm just so sick of dating.
Yeah.
I wanted to hug her.
Yeah.
And Grant did too.
He did. And
evidently.
he gave her a good hug.
He says this is what he's been looking for. He's sick of dating too. This is where we see like a side of Grant that I've been wanting to see. Like I don't know, like a little more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Spunk.
A little more spunk and just a
little more realness, like real personality.
Yeah, personality, a real response to something that's being said to him. I felt like he met her at that place of vulnerability.
He's hitting them with canned responses.
That's how it feels.
Over and over again. This is an actual real response. He's forced into it.
Yeah.
He needs a little pressure. I think
agree.
Grant works well with pressure, like in basketball.
Yeah, totally.
And he's good.
And,
you see his moves?
in day trading.
And in day trading, yeah. I mean, as Ferrari would suggest, he knows what he's doing.
And they have good kissing chemistry, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, Carolina now. She says she doesn't want to step on toes. She says, it sucks to see people being unhappy at you being happy.
That's true. I mean, she's right about that, but also, I don't think she has the right to say that.
I think there's a lot in between people being unhappy at you being happy and you straddling the guy.
Make people unhappy at you.
I would find this uncomfortable even if they were like boyfriend, girlfriend and no one else there was purportedly dating the same guy. Like it's just like inappropriate.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Carolina is unquestionably a smart woman, right? We can both agree. She's smart.
She seems
intelligent,
yeah.
Right? Would an intelligent person do that not knowing the ramifications at all? That's my question to you. No. Put yourself in her shoes. They're not in a bedroom alone.
Yeah.
With mood music and lighting.
Yeah. Shandy.
And then I give her that. Go for it.
Yeah.
Straddle away. Take your clothes off. But they're in front of a huge audience. And the whole cast.
Yeah.
What intelligent person would do that thinking that's a good move?
So you think she's doing it on purpose?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a staged performance. She wants to become a lightning rod in this season.
Oh, well, she's succeeding so far. He says if it happens again, if the other women come at her again, he wants her to tell him so he can protect her. This felt like foreshadowing.
Oh.
Okay, Latia gets this group date rose, Sandy.
I'm with it.
I'm into it.
This is you know what? Most improved award of all time.
So now it's the rose ceremony cocktail party. Grant goes in and talks about emotional availability, which becomes the theme of all the one-on-one time. The most notable one-on-one time here is Bailey. Okay, so
Also, the runner-up for most improved, but we'll talk about that later.
and you have a soft spot for when a woman comes out and just is vulnerable and cries.
I do.
You see their human side.
But it just has to be about the right thing. Can't just cry for no reason.
I found Bailey's unraveling here so relatable.
Relatable.
Oh my God.
Where she's like crying on the second, like what did she say? The second.
She's like, oh, I've cried so many times today. She says that she doesn't know what to say or do. She's not comfortable in this
setting. She's like crying, and the second time I've talked to a guy, like that's just not cute.
Yeah.
Like she became so likable here.
Yeah.
Like, and I really was not a fan night one.
Yeah. She won both of our limo exit fail.
Bailey and Latia.
Yes. strong.
You know what they are? They're the person you want in the second portion of the relay
race.
They're the second. They're the one you hand off first. Like someone runs and then they hand it off to that person.
So the person who's in the second position is the person who's like the recovery. That person
you know
has
what?
like the ability.
I gotta be honest, I don't know what I'm talking about.
But there's got to be some strategy to this.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
The first person is clearly I think if I had to do a relay for people, the first person is the best runner. They're explosively fast.
Okay.
No one can beat them.
Okay.
The second one is like the worst runner.
Oh.
The third one is the second
worst runner.
worst. And then the fourth one
is the sprinter.
Is the second best, but also has the most heart and the most like the least likely to choke.
Okay, the most grit. Yeah.
So the first runner is the one that makes everyone feel bad. Like there's like, oh, I can't win this race because this person's so fast. So everyone loses their confidence.
Yeah.
The second one just sucks. There's a place marker. They're like, you just give them the baton, like just get to the third position. The third one's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, they get it to the point where they give it to the fourth person is like, I'm not that good, but no one's going to beat me.
Yes, they're competitive. Most competitive.
Most competitive.
Okay, we'll see.
Fastest first, most competitive fourth, second and third, who cares?
Okay, we'll see if the Shandies agree with you on that. Right. Okay, so now we have our rose ceremony going home. This was shocking.
What the hell?
Alicia.
Why?
Who we both had in our top 4 last week. Andy, you had her in first. You lost a big one.
This was very, very painful.
I actually felt
this has never happened to me before.
I felt bad for you.
It's never happened before.
I felt
bad.
How
did that happen? What happened? What did she do?
Is not only did she not make it to Final Four, she left on week 2. What the hell happened? She just fell off the face of the earth. We didn't see any one-on-one time. It felt like something happened.
Something happened.
But what?
Was she farted in front of him?
If he sent her home because she farted in front of him, then that makes me like him way less.
I agree.
That makes me actively dislike him.
Well, it depends what kind of fart it was. If it was a funny fart, definitely. If it was silent but deadly, I might have sent her home.
Wouldn't find that funny, really?
No, I mean, I meant if she may have fallen down in the ranks, but sending her home night 2, he was into it night 1.
You would find that funny.
Oh, I would definitely find it funny.
Yes.
If she acknowledged it. If she just let it like she acted like it didn't happen, then I'd have trouble with that.
So what do we think actually happened?
I have no idea. I want to know.
They had a full makeout on night 1. You know, she was
the first makeout.
We fell for it.
You think they edited it to make it look like she was the first makeout? Because it seemed like the cast was reacting like she was the first makeout.
She wasn't necessarily the first makeout.
I think she was the first makeout.
We don't know that. But it also...
And she's really tall.
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, he's really tall. She likes like tall people.
I don't think tall people automatically like tall people.
That boxer, Klitschko, who's Hayden Panettiere?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Hayden Panettiere, yeah.
She was like 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And he's like 6'7".
Is that your example?
That is my example. They got divorced though.
So going home also are Ella, who I felt kind of bad for her. She just sort of poured her heart out. She wrote this letter and they made a point of showing it. She went home. Rebecca, the friend.
Oh, I feel bad for Rebecca.
And Vicky, who we didn't really see much of.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us, Andy, to your A game. Who is your winner?
We'll give it to Latia, no question.
I agree.
No question.
I agree. What could she have done better?
One of the greatest A games ever.
She played her cards right. I loved that she was honest. And it also showed a backbone. It showed such a confidence that she's like, this is only the second time I'm going to talk to him, but I'm going to hold him to something that he said that I think is untrue.
Yes.
And that I'm going to say that I was triggered by.
Ooh,
that is ballsy.
Triggered. Yeah, she came in. She wasn't
She
just
used
coming
the
in
word
to say like,
triggered.
I just wanted to talk to you, but I just think you're so great. And I really wanted to remind you that I think you're great. No. She's like, I'm going to talk about something that might backfire.
Yes.
It's important.
Totally.
You know what? Let me tell you, I love being proven wrong. I think people think I love being right. I do like being right, but I like more
We both like being proven wrong.
because in life, you go through the world sometimes with negative thoughts about things. Like, I don't like this and this bothers me and this is annoying, or I want more, I want this, but I don't have it. And then when it's reversed, when it's like, oh, wait, that thing isn't bad. It's so much better than just seeing a thing that you think is going to be good that's good.
I could not agree more. And this is why I don't like getting I told you so's with you.
Right. You don't. Because it costs you.
I get so many I told you so's with you all the time.
Okay, I don't know why that's necessary, but.
And it's never something I want. I don't want an I told you so. I want you to see things the way I see them.
But at least you get something out of it.
Yeah. It's very, very low.
It's a Pyrrhic victory, as they call it.
Okay, so fashion now. I have two. The first is actually Carolina in the evening of her group date. So she was wearing this black leather looking, or a faux leather cowl neck mini dress. It had a sort of open back, and she had a slicked center part ponytail. It was really her styling that worked for me. The ponytail, she was really blinged out with her jewelry. She had this sort of
I knew you
gunmetal,
would like this one. I knew it.
Big like statement earrings, the rings, and then she had these silver knee-high boots. Now, she very easily could have just worn this dress with little heels, just sandals,
easy.
pointy heels, something.
Hair down. But no, she went all the way with these boots. And what I like about the boots is that you could love or hate the boots. I actually don't know if I would pick out these boots for myself. I don't know. They're definitely not my style. But I looked at the whole thing and I was like, She made a statement. She made a choice. Yeah.
And her styling is what won out here.
I agree with you.
My other best dressed was Latia's brightly colored rose ceremony dress. But what Latia lacked here was the styling. Because her dress was my favorite piece of the week. It was this bright pink with bright yellow. It was sort of color blocked. It was so interesting. I just kept trying to angle for better shots of it. I wanted to see more of this dress, but her hair was down the way it has been down every single time with any outfit. To me, this needed an updo something, or maybe some pieces up front, but she looks stunning. Yep.
All right.
Okay. So that brings us to our word watch, Andy. There was one personality.
Smile.
Personality.
Walk.
Personality.
Talk.
Personality.
Charm.
Only one. And there were a total of how many guesses, Auntie?
47 correct guesses.
Okay. And our winner is Swiss Music. Congratulations. You are the winner of $150 in Branch Basics
Good
products.
It's
Love this prize.
Because you know what this is? This is a gift for life.
Yes.
It's $150, which is nice.
Yes.
Always, everyone likes that.
Uh-huh.
But for the rest of her life, Swiss Music, which by the way is a YouTube handle. I don't want people to think that that's her actual name. Although that would be a cool name.
Badass name.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Yeah.
The name is Music. Swiss Music.
And Andy, what is the word for next week?
The word for next week is steal.
Oh, S-T-E-A.
You know what? I'll give them both. I'll give it both.
Okay, steal spelled.
Steal the metal and steal
Spelled
like
either
taking
way.
something.
Okay, so if you would like to join in the Shandy Word Watch Fun and have a chance to win a fantastic prize, then you will guess the number of times you predict the word steal, spelled either way, will be uttered in episode 3. You will do so by using the numeral. So let's say you think it'll be uttered 3 times. You will put a 3. You won't write out 3. And you must include steal and or word watch in your comment. You'll do so by commenting either below this YouTube video or over on the Instagram post for this recap. Do not email us. Do not DM us. You will not be entered if you do that. And if you guess correctly, you will be entered in a draw, and then one name will be plucked and that person will win. We're bringing back an OG prize. I love this prize. $100 to spend at Furano Studio, which is where almost all of my jewelry you see me wearing right now is from. Seriously, everything except my earrings, both my necklaces, all my rings. She has the cutest gold-filled, gold-plated jewelry.
That lion skull?
Well, no. So the lion is a pendant that I put on this necklace from Furano. And I love that I can do this. This necklace, I'm telling you right now, I wear all the time.
Yeah. No, I've seen it.
And if you don't win, we have a promo code. But yes, you must guess correctly. You must enter your guess by this Friday at midnight to be entered. All right. Shall we move on, Andy?
Yes, we shall.
To our predictions. Who do you have in your top spot?
I just want to say that this is one of the most momentous top spots I'm ever going to announce. Just want to preface that.
Oh.
I was going to say that.
I know.
Okay.
Is it going to be Latia?
No.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Latia.
Alex. Okay. Latia went from being
a sideshow, a joke, a night one joke.
You said that she was a character from Get Out. You said she belonged in a horror movie.
She went from Get Out to Get In.
Wow.
Yeah? See that?
Okay. Wow. What a recovery. I'm keeping Alex in that spot. I know it's a little obvious. In fact, I think it's a little too obvious to the point where I kind of question whether or not Alex can win with this much attention in the beginning. But just based on like Bachelor history, if it were a Bachelorette, maybe I wouldn't feel that way. But, Alex is clearly one to watch. Plus, she's Canadian. Who do you have in your second spot, Andy? 1, 2, 3.
Juliana.
Natalie. Oh, Juliana. Okay.
Yeah.
You had her in
third
or fourth last week. Yeah. Okay. And in third place, 1, 2, 3,
Alex.
Juliana. Okay.
All right.
And in fourth place, 1, 2, 3,
Carolina.
Latia.
Who? Oh, Latia.
Okay.
Okay.
So you don't have Natalie on your top 4.
Well, if I had a wild card, I would put either Natalie or Zoe in there.
All right. But Carolina, so you still think Carolina, even with...
I don't know.
Oh, I sniff early villainry.
I'm putting her in. This is the last week. If she doesn't show me something, week 3, she's out.
And we also thought that Carolina had the look, the vibe to be Bachelorette, but the lack of self-awareness. If this is lack of self-awareness, that's a problem. And if it's all planned out like you think it is, that's also a problem for Bachelorette.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Andy, that is a wrap for this recap.
All right.
If you enjoyed what you heard today, you know what we will ask of you, and that is to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on Instagram, and
TikTok,
leave us Apple and
Spotify
podcast ratings and reviews. Tell your friends and generally do all the things you do to support a podcast you enjoy. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. She's being so good. Ruby. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
She likes Seattle, by the way.
I love it here. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Dear Shandy. Bye-bye.